Hi everyone, welcome to English 1 and English 1 Honors. If you are a student listening to this, then you already know me. It is me, Miss McCreary. If you are a parent or guardian listening to this, then welcome to class. It's nice to virtually meet you. My name is Corinne McCreary. I am your student's English 1 teacher. I can be contacted through email, phone, or Remind. Remind is usually just for emergencies or like last minute notifications, like there's a technical issue or I can't open this assignment and it's due right now and it's not submitting, those types of things. My email is pretty simple. It's my first name and my last name at ocps.net, so corinne.mccreary@ocps.net. If you need to reach me while I'm in the classroom, then my phone number is 407-956-8300 and the extension is 617-2586. Currently, we are doing Launch Ed, so that means I'm not in the classroom. So if you need to reach me to talk on the phone about anything, the Google Voice number that you can call is 407-801-9375. And that number is only for Launch Ed. Once we go back to the classroom number will be the best way to contact me. All right, so just a brief overview of things that we will cover during this informational session is the course homepage. This contains all the important information and links for the course, such as the syllabus, the weekly agenda, and the live sessions. The syllabus. Copy of the syllabus can be accessed from the homepage, but for ease of access right now, I'm going to go ahead and include it in this open house module if you want to read up on it a bit more. The only thing that's updated on it is the late work policy. Weekly agenda. This is also linked on the course homepage. I update it every Sunday, and if you click on it, you being the students or parents, if you want to keep track of everything, it will take you right to the module for that week. So the weekly agenda outlines everything that we're going to be focusing on for each day of the week, as well as what needs to be completed each day. And our live sessions, if you don't know already, are hosted through Big Blue Button. Those are also linked on the homepage. So you click on the conferences link, and then it will take you to the live session page. All right, just a brief course description, straight from the syllabus. The purpose of this course is to provide grade 9 students with the preparation needed for college and career readiness through the use of high complexity texts, advanced integrated language arts study in reading, writing, speaking, and listening, all while maintaining a clear focus on the Florida Standards of Assessment. Reading selections will include American and world literature and informational texts. Students will also be using grade-level writing crafts, such as MLA format and in-text citations, and in-depth reading and writing analysis of informational selections in order to develop critical reading and writing skills necessary for college and career readiness. Essentially, I'm going to work with your students, and we are going to improve their reading, their writing, and their analysis skills. So this is what we're going to be focusing on in the first quarter, which does end next week, but just to give you an overview of what we have been working on. So essentially, I've been working with your students so far this year to practice their skills in identifying and citing strong textual evidence to support the inferences and the conclusions that they make about the text we are reading, as well as the analyses that they are doing on central idea, theme, tone, and rhetoric. So first things first, I know essays tend to be the most overwhelming part of English, but we're going to be working on those together, and we're going to be working on them a couple times this year. You'll see once I get to third and fourth quarter outlines. But the two main essays that we'll be focusing on in 9th grade are the informative and the argumentative essay. In second quarter, just to give a brief synopsis, because that's a lot of text to read and to say, we're going to be focusing on cultural experience and analyzing this cultural experience, how it influences an author's perspective and their point of view, as well as how that plays into how an argument is crafted. So what is an author doing to support their argument and their specific perspective that they present in a text? What evidence are they using? What evidence can the students find? And is that evidence a fallacy or is it true? So we're going to be working on that, as well as working on various accounts of a subject told in different media. We're going to be working with some Greek mythology, so we'll be looking at different accounts of that told in the original time period that was written, as well as more modern representations of those characters or those stories. Third quarter, so this will be starting in January, right after winter break. We're going to be working with how words can impact and provide structure to a text. So how these words and phrases influence the reader's understanding of a text, meaning, or is it figurative language? Is there a secret meaning to it? Is it a reference to something else? Or what's the connotative meaning? Meaning, what emotion is evoked when that word or phrase is used or referenced in a text? As well as how an idea is represented. All right, so what the subject is, how it's represented, and how that representation differs between time periods and cultures. That last one will be analyzing important U.S. documents to see how they address the related themes and concepts of their time period, as well as our understanding of those. Fourth quarter, the one that goes by so fast because it's the end of the year. So the difference between these two, while I know they use very similar words, is technical meanings. So with the first one, we'll mostly be working with fictional texts, and with the second one, we'll be working with informational texts such as newspapers, rather than stories. And this all leads up to narrative writing, which I think is one of the more fun types of writing because it gives students a bit more creativity than academic writing does. Whew. I know that was a lot to get through, but I just wanted to provide you all like a very brief overview of what we'll be focusing on this year. So the materials needed for our class is pretty simple because all of our assignments are digital this year. So two of the most important materials are a laptop and a charger for class. Laptop is key. It is like having to drink water every day. It's something that needs to happen. So laptop and charger, and your student will be good to go. If they're having any technical issues, they can file a technical support request with the Media Center, and they will work with them to go ahead and get that fixed. If they do need to file a technical report request, then they should let me know as well so that I know why some assignments may be late or why they may be having issues with their webcams or their computers while they're in class as well. And the last important material is a willingness and a desire to learn and progress. Right? A lot of emphasis on progress because everyone's success is different, and what matters in the end is that they grew, they made some progress. And that's what we're going to focus on this year. All right, so class expectations. First and foremost, be on time and be prepared to work. All right, so punctuality is key, as well as being prepared. Cell phones are not permitted during class, whether this is face-to-face or launch ed. I told all the students at the beginning of the year that if you're going to get distracted by your cell phone, just like put it face down on your desk or like put it on the other side of the room. And if it's an emergency call, let me know. I understand that they're at home and emergency calls may happen. Gum is also not allowed in class. It's just very annoying to hear when someone's talking. So that's more of a respect rule. There is a school-wide 10-10 rule that requires students to remain in the classroom for the first and last 10 minutes of class, which means if we're face-to-face, no bathroom breaks the first 10 minutes or last 10 minutes. Respect the teacher, fellow students, and the classroom, because there are going to be times where class discussions may bring up sensitive topics. I urge all my students to ensure that any comments are both appropriate and conducive to the learning process so that no one's being offended, everyone is being respectful, and nothing inappropriate is being said. If a student is absent, then they should talk to me regarding any missing assignments. Everything is posted in Canvas. Like, every assignment is posted in Canvas. It is not going to be in any other place but Canvas. So it's all there, but if they have questions about it, like what should they do, if they want to set up a time to talk about it one-on-one through Big Blue Button or over the phone, can certainly do that. Whatever is going to help them get the assignment completed and understand the concepts that were covered. Like I said before, any technical issues, please submit a service ticket to the Media Center. That is the link to submit a student tech request. So go ahead and write that down, save it on your phone. It's a very important link to have, especially with all the assignments being digital this year. So, Lunch Ed at Home. As you may be aware, all Lunch Ed at Home students are expected to abide by the same regulations mentioned in the Lake Nona High School Code of Conduct, as well as our course syllabus. Therefore, below you're going to find some extra classroom procedures and expectations that apply mostly to Lunch Ed at Home students. First is live sessions. Students are expected to turn on their camera and join the live session with the mic option, not the audio option. The camera must be turned on during the entire class period. Second is workstations. Students shall create a workspace away from distractions. This includes no cell phones, TVs, social media, or anything of the sort. I always tell them to be aware of their surroundings, regardless of the location of the workstation. They are in school. So being aware of surroundings and making sure that it is free of distractions is going to be the best thing possible because it's going to feel more like being in the actual classroom. Moving on to grading policy, late work, and extra credit. 3 are the most commonly asked questions. So first up is grading scale. In my class, grades are based entirely on points and are assigned through the standard scale. So A is 100 to a 90, B is an 89 to an 80, C 79 to a 70, D 69 to 60, and anything 59% or below is an F. Understanding the point scale is pretty simple. There is no weighted assignments, which means that I'm not going to give a test and tell students, this test is worth 20% of your final grade. That's not how it works. Every assignment builds. Some assignments may be worth more than others, and those will be indicated based on the point amounts. So a 5-point assignment is not nearly worth as much or as impactful on your student's grade as a 25-point assignment. All right, so if they're missing any work, I highly, highly, highly recommend that they work on those larger credit assignments first. So those ones that are like 15 to 25 points, those are going to be the most beneficial to them. Late work. Any work submitted after the deadline can only receive half credit unless prior arrangements were made, a student was absent, or technical issues occurred, which I would need to know about. So if there's any technical issues, that's why I'd say it's always important to let me know so that I don't mark off for late work if a student doesn't have access to a laptop or their Wi-Fi has been out for a couple days. If I know, then I can accommodate them and give them an extra day or two to work on an assignment. But if I don't know that and it's told way after the due date, that's going to be more stress for your student and more work for me. And we want to work smarter, not harder. Last but not least is extra credit. So extra credit opportunities are provided and are outlined in Canvas under the extra credit module, which is just under this open house module. There's currently an extra credit assignment available, which is called the Novel Project Extra Credit. This requires a student to read a novel outside of class and complete one of the 3 assignments worth 15 points extra credit. I will go ahead and make a little note on this module to click into the extra credit module down below for more information. So, grading categories and Skyward. Categories for this class are the following: participation, which is typically bell work, notes, and extra credit assignments; classwork; homework, which are the weekly journals usually, and the Wellness Wednesday assignments; tests; and quizzes. Skyward, at least 2 assignments will be inputted into Skyward each week. However, all grades can be tracked in Canvas. So if you want to know if your student submitted something, or if you are a student listening to this and you want to know if you submitted something or if your submission went through, the best thing to do is to check Canvas. You will see your grade in Canvas before you'll see it in Skyward, because I have to sync from Canvas to Skyward, which means I'm grading in Canvas first. So simple way to do this is to go to grades and look at the list. If there is a little tiny note icon, then you will see that means that you submitted it. If you see a dash or a 0, that means it was not submitted. But always make sure to check the comments, because the situation could be your submission went through, but it was for the wrong assignment or it was a blank submission. Okay? So homework and substitute work. I know this is a long presentation, guys. We're almost near the end. I'm so proud of you for sticking through this. So students have homework each week, which consists of their weekly journals and Wellness Wednesday assignments. So the weekly journals, we're going to do a brief pause. The weekly journals are 5 prompts that the students have each week, and it's just to get them used to writing and sitting down and thinking about what they're writing, being conscious of it. This way, when it comes time for essays, students have more practice with their writing style, and it doesn't feel as overwhelming. The Wellness Wednesday assignments. Some of you may have heard about it from your students. Some of you may not. Essentially, it's an assignment. It's a weekly check-in that I have for the kiddos to just sit down and practice mindful breathing or mindful thinking. I have a video there that they can listen to. It walks them through a guided meditation, and it's essentially just to, how do I say this? Teach them how to think consciously about what's going on in their lives. So just take a moment for themselves, figure out how they're feeling, process what they're feeling, and if they're feeling stressed, why are they feeling stressed? If something's upsetting them, what is it that's upsetting them? If they're feeling great about everything going on, that's amazing. Why are you so happy? Like, that's something that you should work towards, something you should be more aware of. So it's just a way for students to better understand themselves and for me to check in, make sure everyone's okay, especially with Launch Ed going on and everything else going on in this world. I really want to make sure that all the students are doing well emotionally, right? If they're doing well emotionally, they're going to be more willing to learn, and class is going to be so much more fun when that happens. All right, back to the homework spiel. Other homework is not often assigned, but when it is, students are expected to complete it by the deadline provided. Usually, this work is classwork that was not completed. Moving on to the substitute work. If I'm out sick and there is a substitute, all work should be completed by the deadline provided as well. I notify students of work that needs to be done through the announcements in our course as well as through email. Students will need to submit the attendance check in order to be marked present if there is a substitute. So if I am not there, clearly I can't take attendance. And with Launch Ed, there's no substitute that can take attendance face-to-face as well. So the way we go about this is there is an attendance check, which is a quiz linked in Canvas. I always link it on the announcement as well that outlines everything that needs to be done. Students go into that when they start their class period. They say, yes, they were here. They click submit, and then the attendance office can verify that they were present in class that day, okay? All right, so that brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for watching this whole thing. I did record it myself. This is me talking. So this year is going to be a transition for everyone. So I'm not expecting any student to be perfect. I do want each student to succeed and grow. This year is about what success means for each individual student, which means we're looking at progress. We're not just looking at, oh, they have an A in the class. That's great. I want everyone to have an A in the class. But this is a year of progress. It's a year of transition for everyone. 9th grade is already a year of transition. With everything else going on in the world right now, we're focusing on progress, not perfection. So that being said, if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to call me. If you want to set up a time to talk on the phone, you can either email me or choose one of the appointment slots on the Canvas course. We're going to end this on a positive note. So like I said to all the students on the first week of class, welcome to our community. You're now a Lake Nona Lion. Well, you've been one, but but this time you get a fun little gift to commemorate this experience.